This is going to be a real turning point episode for us with the games I'm going to talk about.
Oh my god, what is happening?
A test of friendship.
We'll just see. I'm fully gone off the deep end now.
Oh my goodness, okay. I'm so excited. Is that weird?
If you're excited about cancelling a man, then yeah, sure.
I am excited about cancelling a man. How do you know?
Good for you, girl. I respect
that. Yes, girl! Vibe, 2026 vibe.
Hello and welcome back to Indieventure, the video games podcast all about the wonderful world of indie games. My name is Liam Richardson, the man who's about to be cancelled, and I'm joined as ever by my two besties, Rebecca Jones.
Hello.
And Rachel Watts.
Hello.
It's a What We've Been Playing episode. It's a unique format that we invented, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. We're going to be chatting about a handful of games this episode that we've been playing during and since our winter break. We're going to end the episode with a group review of TR-49, which is the new deduction game by Inkle. Before we dive into all of that, I thought... I was trying to think, Rachel, when you host these, you always have like a question at the start.
Yeah, like a warm-up.
And I was like, oh, what? Yeah, like a warm-up. And I was like, oh, what question should I ask? And I couldn't think of anything. So I just thought we'd all argue about what the best biscuit is.
Oh,
that is such a good question.
I did this as an icebreaker in a meeting I did on Monday with like a bracket, you know, like a...
Yes.
Like a
yes.
Of 9 biscuits. And Chocolate Digestive won, which I thought was a bit of a rogue winner.
Okay.
Really?
So I was curious what your opinions are. Best biscuit.
What's the criteria? Because a lot of mine is how dunkable a biscuit is, and also how long it lasts in the liquid. That is important to me. If it disintegrates on impact, absolutely fucking not. So, but if it can hold structurally integrity, if it can hold, then that's up there for me. So I think I'm going to kick off this conversation with a hobnob. I fucking love a hobnob, and they are bulletproof in terms of dunking. I can have a casual little conversation. I can almost get distracted and my attention removed, and I'll take that hobnob out, and she'll be just fine. She ain't crumbling. If only I could be like that, but unfortunately not. So I love a hobnob.
The biscuit we all aspire to be.
But also I'm vegan, so a lot of these biscuits I haven't tried for years, so I'm going to be... But for me, hobnob is up there. So how about you two?
And they are vegan, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That's why I've chosen it.
When you came to mine and I was looking for vegan snacks, and I was like, yes, hobnobs.
Yes. That's the thing. It could be different from me, but because of that, for me... It's a hobnob.
Yep.
Hobbing that knob.
Oh my.
Knobbing that no. Anyway,
no.
Knobbing that hob.
What have you guys talk now, please?
Nope, Rebecca, don't talk.
You know, I was gonna, but then it
Let us
sort of
this.
got away from me.
I need this for what I'm talking about later and what I've been playing. I sort of need
but what's your guys' criteria then? Like,
so
what about taste?
I don't...
Taste would be...
It's all taste for me. I don't dunk a biscuit. I put the biscuit in my mouth, and then I put the coffee in my mouth, and I let God do the work. I'm not leaving that to outside factors.
What do you mean?
I never even thought about that as an option, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
I bite the biscuit, and then I take a drink of my coffee, and then I just let it slosh around in there.
Like a washing machine.
Too many.
Like a mouthful of Skittles.
Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be so shocked. Right,
but
so what biscuits are you doing this with?
Anything.
Okay, but I'm sorry, but like, I don't know about that.
But if you're dunking in a coffee or a tea, there's the chance that, like you're saying, some of them are too absorbent. You're going to lose half a rich tea,
it's a risk,
and then it's going to be the bottom of your, and it's minging.
With
if you bite it first and then drink it, it's all contained. Where's that going to go? In my tummy? Delicious. That's where I want it to be.
Oh my God. But isn't it the risk of coughing mid-sip and then you get a hoover of crumbs. I've done that before. Where I've bitten a biscuit, and I guess I've gone to open my mouth or something, and I've hoovered them out. Maybe I'm projecting. I think I'm projecting, babes, onto you.
No, I don't think you are. I think so. My issue is I nearly choked to death when I was 1 or 2 years old.
Right. Okay.
Rachel,
And,
that was maybe too much laughter for that.
No, it wasn't. It's gonna get funnier. It was chicken nuggets and chips, and I was enjoying them so much I was choking. And my dad had to reach down my throat with his fingers to unblock my windpipe, and.
Okay, that's not funny. I thought it was just like a little baby choke, not
funny.
like a choke. Oh no!
Oh my God.
Okay.
So basically, I love this. 6 minutes into the podcast, and it's led to me now. Whenever I drink or eat, I gulp because it's almost like there's like a trauma
Yeah.
from when my dad had to save my
God.
life, effectively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's always a risk of me spraying things at you because I choke on things all the time because I drink fluids with the aggression of opening a door on an aeroplane when it's at like peak altitude.
You know what? That you doing that thing with the biscuit and the hot tea, it does give trauma. I didn't want to say. I was like, there's something traumatic has happened here.
There's something wrong with this man.
Oh, Rebecca, set us right. What biscuit
well,
is?
go on.
Yeah.
I don't know if mine's any less traumatic in its own way, because like when we do the weekly shop, when friend of the podcast Mick and I do the weekly shop, and we get to the biscuit aisle, basically like, so a lot of people, a lot of journalists have like a substance dependency, right? It's like quite a trope for journalism almost.
I was like, where's this going?
It's like almost, it's like
wouldn't be me.
It's both like an actual trope among journalists, but also like quite a serious thing that a lot of people, and like I don't really have that relationship with alcohol, and I've never smoked, but like biscuits, honestly, I just call them the journalist fuel. That's what they're called in my house. They are journalism fuel.
That's
and
funny.
that is how I approach the purchasing of biscuits. That is how I approach the consumption of biscuits.
Right.
There needs to be like a certain like value for money. There needs to be a degree to which I can eat several without feeling like I'm going to die, or like I've wasted too good of a biscuit on like just munching several in a row. So I think we've mentioned some good ones. Like hobnobs are kind of like a bit of a treat end of things.
They are more treats. Yeah.
Usually it's chocolate
Very
digestives. Usually chocolate digestives, because you get those double packs of chocolate digestives, and so you feel like you've got quite a lot of bang for your buck. Those can last a couple of weeks. And if
Not in my house. Not with me.
if friend of the podcast Mick is going to be away, I will. This is going to make me sound like a psychopath, but if he's away, I just get rich tea, because I feel like rich tea.
Yeah.
It's got the crunch. What I want is the crunch most of all.
Yeah.
Mick loves chocolate, so we usually get the chocolate ones because like when he's working from home, it's like a compromise. But when it's just me for a bit, I just want the crunch, and I feel like you can eat 3 rich teas for every 2 chocolate digestives you can eat, because there's like less to
you're
it.
Right. No, you're
and
right.
like I say, it is fuel for journalism. That is what biscuits are. So
you know what? There is something very humble about a rich tea, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
So I can see that. That's not psychopathic behavior.
Okay, good.
I mean, if there's one of the three of us that was psychopathic behavior, it wouldn't be you, babes.
Listener, I deserve it. Normally, I don't deserve it. This episode, I do. I'm taking it. I accept it.
You know,
I don't think it's psychopathic rich tea. I think it's very post-war rationing.
It does give that.
It does give that. I think it's the thing. It's like when you look at something like Disco Elysium obviously is about detectives, not journalists, but they have this kind of journalist vibe to the way they're so exhausted by and ground down by life. And I feel like eating loads of rich tea biscuits does, like, you start to see that sort of like that filter come over the world where everything's like thrown into this sharp relief. A lot of things like very washed out, but then there's like just a moment of beauty in everything that you can kind of pick out of the scene. That's eating a lot of rich tea biscuits with your tea when you're just working a full day from home, I think.
What's like a standard number of rich tea biscuits for you with a mug of tea?
3 would be the standard. Like
Love
I say,
that.
it would be
Seems about right.
2 for digestives, 2 for most things, but 3 for rich tea, because there's just less there, and so you can eat more, and the fuel lasts for longer, but the guilt doesn't. So.
Are you Duncan?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you not have the problem?
Careful.
Yeah, do you not have the problem
careful.
though, where sometimes the mug, the rim of the mug is too small for the rich tea? and so you can't dunk your rich tea in your mug.
Oh, I collect generous mugs. It's not a
You
problem.
have big mugs. I haven't had a rich tea in ages.
Neither have I. I might need to rectify that.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually said which biscuit's my favourite, by the way. It's Fox's
tasty.
Fabulous half-coated milk chocolate cookies,
Ooh.
which are the most decadent. But
What is
Oh,
that?
I know the ones you mean. Oh my goodness.
Wait,
they
but
are decadent. But
Cookie?
you deserve some decadence in
Cookie?
your life.
Did it say cookie,
you.
though?
Yeah.
Is a cookie a biscuit?
Yeah. What?
Is
Why
a
is it
cookie?
not a biscuit?
Isn't a cookie just a cookie? Is a cookie a biscuit? I don't know if it is.
When's a cookie not a cookie? What? What do you mean is a cookie just a cookie?
I think a cookie's its own thing. Like, I don't think a cookie's a biscuit. I think a cookie is like...
But it crunch like biscuit? Question mark?
But sometimes they're soft. Like a nice gooey
Biscuits not be
cookie.
soft?
Like, I feel like a cookie's not a biscuit.
Is it more like a dessert?
I don't think it's a dessert, but I do think it's in this space of baked good and biscuit. I don't think it's a biscuit, but I also don't think it's a... I don't know. I've never thought about this before. I don't know if that's a biscuit. I don't know.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia, and I quote, a cookie is a sweet biscuit with high sugar and fat content. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say no.
Jimmy Wales. You can't argue with Jimmy Wales and his magic website.
But it's
I'm
like,
sorry.
is a Jaffa cake a biscuit?
That's like community source.
No.
That's consensus right there.
I just feel like a cookie's not a biscuit. I feel it in my heart. Wikipedia may be right, but it's not. I don't feel like it's heartfelt. I feel like it's
maybe
logical.
we're looking at this wrong. Maybe it's a sliding scale of biscuit to cake.
That's what I think. I
there
think
are
it's
things
like in
on
the
a
middle.
continuum, you know.
Oh, that's very rational. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Well, with that, we come to no conclusion, and all of us have very different answers.
but in America, isn't a biscuit a cookie? They call biscuits cookies, right?
Yeah, a biscuit's a cookie, and then but a biscuit is like a savoury thing.
Yeah,
it's like
a scone.
It's like a scone. Yeah, it's like a scone or like like
scone.
From the East Midlands.
Scone.
That's randomly how we do it. You know how you look at a map and like the scone versus scone thing is just random like scattershot everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
Oh,
East
really?
Midlands, it's a
Shotgun
scone.
blast.
It's a scone.
I have no idea. I switch between.
Rogue, I love it.
I don't know.
Right. Okay, my partner's from the West Midlands though.
Scone.
West Midlands scone, East Midlands scone.
Scone.
So there you go.
Scone.
Well, listener,
Scone.
once again, we've tricked you into thinking we haven't done a cold open by just putting it after the intro, which we do sometimes.
Yes. We stuck it in.
I don't know whether you saw this, but on the Discord the other day, because Rachel said that she feels like you don't have a particular type of game.
Yeah.
Everyone on the Discord was trying to classify the types of games that we like.
I saw some of that. Yeah, I did
you see some of this?
No, I didn't.
I learned two things from that. One, seeing a bunch of people boil you down to true statements is really odd.
Yeah,
like,
it's quite.
Wait, what did they say? What did they say? Oh, maybe
nice things.
I'll have
nice things.
Yeah, I'll have a look
very
later.
nice
Maybe
things.
I'll have a
They
look
were all
later.
nice things.
Oh,
It was interesting. Yeah.
It was really interesting. But the second thing I learned is never say out loud that the Discord for your podcast is talking about you to other people because it makes you look like a fucking psychopath.
Interesting.
Yeah. I said it to my friend Liam and Liana as we were playing Magic the Gathering the other night. And we were just setting up and I just was like, oh, people on my Discord are trying to like decide what like types of games I play, and it's quite strange. And they just looked at me like, all right.
my cult.
Okay, cool.
my cult have decided
Yeah.
what video games I like.
Very. Second I said it, I was like, nah, that's bad vibes. I should have said that out loud. Anyway, shall we talk about some games?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Rachel, would you like to go first?
Yes. By the time, as we're recording this, Cairn came out today. So that's interesting. I've not really read what anyone's been saying, but I have dabbled. I have played a couple of hours of this, and I am loving it. I think it's great. I've not finished it, so this will be like I'll check in again in like a couple of hours. But this is the perfect game for me at the moment because I'm just trying to really take my time with games I'm playing this year. And this one is forcing me to do that. Like, literally is forcing me. Like, you cannot rush this game. And I think it's the perfect game for me at the moment. So if you didn't hear me talk about this last episode, Cairn is a climbing sim by the Game Bakers. And their kind of selling point is like, it's like real climbing. So the idea is your climber, you can control all 4 of her limbs. And as you climb the mountain, you can like move her legs and her arms. And because she's like a free climber, she's not like tied to anything. Well, actually, you can put pittons in the wall. So, but what I'm saying is a chance you could fall off and die. So with that looming threat of death, I like a climbing sim. I like how there's been lots of climbing games in recent years. This is very similar to Jusant, I'll say. I've just reached the point in the game where, without spoilers, because it's quite early on, there's like people living on the mountain. There's like a civilization you're coming across, which is so Jusant. So it's very interesting because that also had like a civilization on a living on a mountain. And so I kind of like that, but I don't really care about that too much. Like, a lot of the story is very much like what I expected. Ava is someone who is like, you get messages on your robot from people from back home, and she seems like she's trying to either forget something or just like leave her real life and focus on the mountain. And there's for her kind of like this distance between her and this mental distance as well. Her attention, bodily and mental, is all on this very physical activity of climbing this mountain. So like Ava, whenever a story beat comes up, I'm very much just like, yeah, whatever. So it's interesting how I'm kind of in the mind of this character because I can only think about this mountain. Like, I had a message as I was climbing one of the walls, and I was like, shut up. And I was like trying to concentrate. And I feel like that's something I didn't expect from the game. It's for these story beats are interesting. But ultimately, I'm playing this game for the climb, and that's a bonus. Where normally my type of game is like, I like the story, and then the game itself will normally come afterwards. I really like a story. But here, oh my God, I was like, shut up, I'm trying to, and I was like in the most, almost in like splits, like gripping the side of this mountain. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I will check in later, but there's 3 settings. There's also accessibility settings. So when I first started playing, I had reverse. So when you fall off, there's an option that you can reverse time until the moment where you fell off.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So I played the tutorial. The first climb, I used it because I was really struggling, to be honest. But then when I got used to it, I turned it off. And oh my God, this is the first game I feel like I'm not using any of the accessibility settings. I'm really playing the game as it should be played, quote unquote. And it feels amazing. Like, I'm having such a good time. It also makes me think like with games like Hollow Knight and Silksong, if I really just tried, I could probably play them. Like, this game makes me feel like that. Difficulty for me in this game is something that I'm really enjoying, and yeah, I'm having a great time. But God, I think it's her PR manager or something, if he calls me up one more time, because he's like, and it's a point. He's like, Ava, send me photos, give me anything. How are you doing? Like, I need to, because I guess she needs sponsors and stuff. Like, any like kind of dangerous climbers get sponsorships and stuff, and she's like famous.
Right. Oh, interesting.
So I think that's the point, is that you're supposed to be a bit like, oh, shut up, go away. And then in these more quiet moments, you get like a call from your partner and stuff, and obviously something's going on, and she's running away from something, but what? And ultimately, I do like that, but yeah, it's all about the mountain. I'm really enjoying it. So I'll check back in later. But yeah, Ken, I still think it might be a lot of people's, one of the indies that is going to define this year, just because I did, like we said last time, I think it's a journalist's wet dream to have like a big mountain and be like, oh, a metaphor, lovely. So I think this will be a lot of like top of people's lists, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I've not read any reviews, so I don't even know if it's been received that well or not. It says very positive on Steam, so that's good. But yeah,
reviews are pretty positive. I've seen a few 7s, a few 8s.
Oh, okay. That's to be has to be expected.
I've seen a couple of shreddings, but that seems to be like a sort of outlier. But like,
really,
from people whose opinion I respect and trust them to have good reasons, but I think it's like, I can see it being one that's like almost the fact that it's a little bit polarizing critically becomes part of its momentum, if that makes sense.
If those that were interested in playing this but are a bit intimidated by the fact that it's basically co-op on a mountain, there's three difficulty modes. There's story. They're called like mountaineer. Like, I don't remember the name, but basically it's story mode, normal mode, and hard mode, and whatever you choose, you always get the accessibility settings in all of them. So I went with the normal mode, and then that gives you access to, you can rewind time, and then there's also unlimited health, unlimited, your hunger and water meter don't go down because there's all that stuff you need to deal with. Although I'm finding it pretty manageable at the moment. It's interesting. The game is like giving you everything you need. The only difficulty aspect of it is the climbing, which is really interesting. It's like you reach a peak and it's like, here's water, here's food, rest over here. So like, it's interesting that the challenge of the game is not handling your water and your health bar and stuff. It's the climbing. So I love that as well. So there's lots of accessibility settings for those who are interested, but man, I'm enjoying falling off this fucking mountain over and over again. Even though once, the first time I did it, I exited the game and just closed my laptop, and I couldn't return until the next day. The first time that happened, because I fell like all the way down to the bottom. It wasn't just like, it was like oof 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 oof
right.
oof oof. Oh, so I was like,
sometimes it just be like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that you understood when it was time to walk away for a bit. I think that's very good. That's very important. That's almost like the point of these games, right? Is to I was like, that's enough for me today. Close. Yeah, that's good. That's good for you. I love that for you.
But yeah, I'm gonna finish this game. I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm having a good time. So maybe I'll finish it in our next check-in. I'll probably be done by then.
I think we should try and loop back in with this, because I'm curious to play it too, so maybe we'll both get a chance to actually play it.
Yeah. Okay. There is definitely like a wonderful fascination with climbing games. In fact, like I would love to just hear, like, I don't know if we could do like a mini-sode or just like an episode. You know, we said we're going to do more genre episodes. I would love Rachel's take on like the 7 best indie climbing games. I think that there's so much.
Oh, that would be so good.
Just commissioning you live on the podcast. But yeah, I would really love to hear that.
Yes. I have played a fair few now. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, you are definitely someone who's authority on, well, I respect your opinions on so many things, but like your level of authority on climbing games is something that I'm particularly just like, I could listen to you talk all day just about climbing games. So
we can all bring our own hyper niche takes.
You know what?
To each one of us.
This is coming from a selfish place as well, because I was recently thinking about like walking exploration games and like how I have enough opinions about those in the indie space that I was like, I could totally do a like roundup. So climbing, walking, and then Liam, you have to choose another mode of traversal, and then we'll be covered. Pick your vehicle, Liam. Pick your vehicle. Skateboards, maybe.
Skateboards, swimming,
skateboards.
Running.
I've probably played enough games now where you shoot your way around a level.
That's a great idea.
The method of traversing.
Yes,
that's a great idea.
This is basically what the Discord was saying our genres are, by the way. So let's just.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine.
So we're right. Me next. Do you want me to talk about the AA game or the cursed indie game I've been playing?
Oh God, I want to know about the cursed indie, but I feel like do we build to it, or do we create a hook?
Give the listeners something to look forward to. Otherwise, they might just exit the episode.
I am in the dark here as well, but goodness me, am I excited for this.
Oh dear. So the AA game that I've been playing a lot of, that isn't an indie, but I did mention it last episode, so I want to talk about it here, is I've been playing a lot, like a disgusting amount of Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, which I picked up over Christmas. Yeah, I think I've just hit 24 hours on it this week. So this is by Marvelous. It's a remake of a DS game that came out in 2011 in Europe. At the time, it was known as Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. If you're not aware, Harvest Moon was a name that was lost, and the original developers of Harvest Moon had to change the name to Story of Seasons, and they've embarked on this grand remaking project to basically take back the rights to their own games by rebranding them as Story of Seasons, because I don't think they can re-release them in any other way. So this came out last year and got some pretty good write-ups, and I hadn't played a farming sim since Stardew Valley, which was well documented on this podcast. Spent 60 odd hours in that game. Goth Haley, Say the Line Bart, etc., etc.
Yes.
This just got like just enough buzz about it, and I think I was just in the right place to be like, I want to give this a try, that I picked it up for like £35 over Christmas, and that was on sale. So it was like quite a steep entry price.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool as heck. I really like this game because it sort of looked at the traditional farming sim, life sim tropes and sort of said to itself, okay, let's really try and shake this up a little bit. So you do your standard farming sim stuff. You grow crops, you look after animals, you romance villages. But at the center of this game is this bazaar, this marketplace, which takes place every Saturday. And the whole goal of the game is to, instead of gathering all of your crops and foraging for materials and putting them in a box on your farm, and then normally an old bloke coming and giving you money for them, you've got to set up a stall on the Saturday and sell everything you've got for that week. And it's a mini game, so you've got to put things out on tables and ring your bell to try and attract customers and haggle with them. And
okay.
And it's a very small change, but there's sort of two parts to it. One, you can only sell your stuff. You can sell your stuff to the shop in town, but it goes for way less money. So that's like a last resort. You've got to sell everything on a Saturday to actually make money, and to advance the game and unlock more things, you have to make the bazaar bigger by selling more and getting more people to open stalls there. But also, you can only buy the majority of things you need from your farm from that stall as well. So you've got to do a morning shift for a few hours, and then you've got an hour in between to run around and upgrade your fields and get new materials and get new animals, and then go back to your bazaar. And because it's all focused on that central bazaar mechanic, it means that everything else has been streamlined massively as well. So it's got like a crafting automation element to it, where in this town, it's set on a mountain, there's 3 windmills. And in the windmills, you can craft things like you can combine vinegar with cucumbers to make jars of pickles, and you can make honey and tea and do all these cool things. And it means that you're constantly like trying to think ahead to what you're going to sell that Saturday.
Right.
And there's something about that change of mindset that, even though it's basically just another farming sim, and in some ways more limited than Stardew because it's full 3D, it's fully voice acted, which is kind of wild. Like every conversation is voice acted. Well voice acted too. It's like limited in some ways, but way more focused. And it's just got a slightly different pace to it, which I'm really, really enjoying. So it's really got its hooks in me for that. It's more acrobatic than you'd expect. You can double jump in this game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cool.
Which is really weird.
Under what
so you can,
circumstances does that become necessary?
So there's loads of places to find materials that are on different elevations.
Right.
So you can double jump, and also you can glide, like in Breath of the Wild. And the wind changes every day, and the strength of the wind means you can glide further. That also affects how fast things get produced in the windmills.
Oh, that's cool.
There's also like a hurricane mechanic where all your crops can get destroyed. It's fun, right?
That's really like interesting. As someone who's playing a lot of like farming and life and social sims at the moment, that it's so hard for something to stand out currently, because like there's a lot of good stuff coming out, but there is like, I feel like Stardew has almost created this checklist of things that every game has to have. And I think to just like to streamline it and to introduce like a slightly like to riff on a weather mechanic that is usually the one weather that just kind of gets left out is really genius.
Because like it's raining and you don't have to water your crops. That's normally what weather is in these games, and obviously there's a bit of that. It's like so you can double jump, and that lets you harvest more or plant more. So you can like plant 16 tiles by double jumping and spreading them out or whatever.
Oh, that's cute.
Right.
And it's like given a lot of like, part of that streamlining is you can have up to like 8 pets. You can have dogs and cats of lots of different breeds, but you train
hell
them
yeah.
and then they look after your animals. So instead of having to let your animals out every day, you train your dogs and cats and they just let them out for you. So again, it's all just trying to like, the busy work bit, it sort of tucks to one side after you do a little bit of work yourself. The only thing I'll say about it is that, and I can't say the specific region of Europe in which it's styled on, but it's very yodel-hee-ho coded, is all I'll say about it. It's a lot of people in like lederhosen.
Love it. Oh my God.
Your farmer starts with like a little cap with a feather in it.
Oh my goodness.
And I sort of hate it.
Oh.
Everyone's dressed like a Victorian whatever, someone from Holland or Netherlands. But like your farmer, you can wear like jeans and a t-shirt. Like shorts and a t-shirt, and like you can unlock like a flat cap, and it's just not a flat cap, a snapback cap. Like, where are we? And the people to romance are pretty nothing. Like there's one sort of goth girl who's a bit mean, so
locked in.
This is who I'm trying to romance. But like all the men in it are just like kind of nothing. Like it's actually kind of ridiculous, the slim pickings of the men in this game in particular.
Where the hotties are.
Yeah, exactly. And the one like hot woman, I was like, oh, maybe I'll romance her. She's married. I was like, all right.
I hate when they do that.
The good ones are always taken.
So disappointing. Like, people in their 30s play games, guys. Come on. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Stop making me choose between the 21-year-old children.
Like I tried giving her like, there's like a festival where you give people that you like flowers, and I tried to give her a flower, and she was like, I'm not your age. And I was like, well, I think you're younger than me in real life.
Right.
So like,
right? That is so painful. At 35, I am now slightly older than every video game character to have ever existed who was under 1,000. So
oh, that's so true. Oh.
God, yeah, you're so right.
It's bad. It's a bad time.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
It does sound
It's
really
good
cool.
fun. It's really good fun.
I do feel like we're at this point with like farming sims where automation seems to be the thing to go to.
Yeah,
like things like Odd Sparks or Go-Go Town. Like the reasons why I got on with so well with Go-Go Town was because of all the robots and automation like stuff you can put up. Like as much as I love farming and I really do like it, I also like a point in a game where I feel like I can unlock things that I'm a bit over now. And so I like this like Factorio satisfactory combination with the farming sim. Like out of everything you said with the wind and the windmills, like that appeals to me most. The fact that you can have a bit of farming, but also like you can still be creative and farm, but with, you know, robots.
I'd probably say it's less automation, more crafting, maybe.
I see.
Maybe automation is the wrong word to use. Like, I think it's like you set off like 8 or 9 projects a day, and like, okay, well, I need this windmill, then this windmill, then this windmill. But even that is obviously more complex than like, especially the previous Harvest Moon games have. But there was a game last year, wasn't there, called Little Rocket?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and that was literally Little Rocket Lab. Yeah, that's right. And that was literally a automation farming sim, wasn't it? Like that was like you build Factorio style factories.
My time at Portia is quite crafting heavy. Like you have to like craft a lot and use a lot of workbenches and stuff rather than farming. Yeah, but that didn't stick with me.
It's not there either. It's a really interesting blend. Like I think it works, but it's just a shame that literally the music in summer is like yodeloo-doo-doo.
Where are the lederhosen hotties? Where are they at?
Where are the lederhosen? Yeah, I agree.
Hello?
Yeah, they're not here.
Like, where are they?
Missing.
Yeah. Are the lederhosen hotties in the room with us right now?
They're not. They're not at all. They're all wearing their merry little caps with feathers in, and I'm not into it.
And like little brown shoes with like long white socks.
It's literally what everyone's dressed like. And I'm like, please.
It's giving Alpine, it's giving German, it's giving Switzerland, maybe.
Yeah.
Or fairy tale.
Mix of all of them.
Sometimes that's kind of like fairy tale code as well, like these kind of like little towns and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but no, it's pure lederhosen. This is like lederhosen core, yeah. But obviously everyone has an American accent, so it's just very confusing.
What?
Obviously.
No German hotties, no lederhosen hotties.
No,
man.
No hotties.
No goth hotties.
Sorry,
Well, there's my goth wife, but...
yeah, goth wife 2.0.
I need to not get into everyone having an American accent in these games, because it will...
Oh, yeah.
No,
I don't know.
It's a thing, right?
You'll spiral.
It is a thing. It's a thing, especially when like a Japanese or Korean or Chinese game gets localized into English, and they will literally hire British voice actors because we tend to be cheaper and non-union, and then be like, do a really bad American accent throughout, and it'll just be like, no, please, just let the space wizards be Brits. It's legal. It's perfectly legal to do that. Like, anyway,
we have a long history of having British space wizards as well. So
yeah, right. It's weird.
Come on.
Talk about Doctor Who. Is he a British? Is he a space wizard? I guess he is.
He's 100% a space wizard. No,
I would say.
Is a cookie a biscuit? These are questions.
He's Doctor Who a space wizard.
Doctor Who a space wizard?
The same question.
The big questions.
God damn.
We're just asking questions.
Have you seen that meme format that's been going around with like the babies of the YouTube thumbnails?
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
I saw like people memeing on that, but didn't know the original bit. But I was enjoying them just through.
It's literally just someone thought it'd be funny if they did like YouTube clickbait thumbnails, but with babies asking questions babies would ask. It's just like it's literally just a wholesome goof. It just reminded me of that. It's like, is there like a biscuit? Is it a cookie?
Oh, okay.
The ones of that meme that I was seeing were like a baby with its arms folded, like scowling. What I loved about this, by the way, is all of them were done in Photoshop. None of them were AI. Good work, everyone.
Yeah.
Was like a baby like scowling like this with its arms crossed, and it said, "Why I'm changing," and it had like one baby toy with like an arrow to another, and I thought that was so funny.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah, there've been a lot of like, the meta has shifted forever. They've been lying to you all this time. They're like, where does mum go? Doing peekaboo. She was there the whole time. This changes everything.
All right. Okay.
It's very funny.
That is good, actually, yeah.
But yeah, that's us with our hard-hitting exposés on biscuits and space wizards.
Right.
And memes we've seen.
Timely as well. Like Doctor Who of the moment, surely.
Absolutely.
At its peak, at its prime, 2026.
Rebecca, what is your first game?
So, I've only played a couple of indie games so far this year, but I have actually finished 2 of them, which is pretty good going on my resolution to like be a bit more focused and intentional and not just try and do everything. It's actually made me more productive in almost every area of my life. Who'd have thunk? But I've been playing Strange Antiquities, which is a game that came out in September last year. So Strange Antiquities is a sequel to a game called Strange Horticulture, which came out in 2022. And it was one of my favorite games of 2022. So obviously, like the sequel, really excited when it was announced. They're both kind of, I would say like there's a veneer of management sim on them, but really they are like detective puzzle games is what they actually are being. And yeah, this game came out in September last year, and I think it's a little bit of a shame because they obviously, every indie game that came out in September was a little bit Silksonged, right? But the kind of the team, the response to getting Silksonged was to just sort of stop promoting Strange Antiquities really, and just kind of let it out into the wild. And it got reviewed at a few places, but obviously like it was not a good month to release your indie game. And it really did, just like it came out on, I think, September the 17th. And because I didn't play it on launch weekend, it was fully buried in my pile of stuff to do until I kind of got a bit of time over Christmas to go and play it.
Thinky Games reviewed it. So if you'd like a review.
Very nice, very nice.
I was like, we reviewed it, I think. Yeah, I just want to double check.
Yeah, it wasn't completely ignored, but I think if Silksong hadn't come out less than a fortnight before, it would have probably got a bit more attention on the basis of being the sequel to Strange Horticulture. So these games, and I will say that this is absolutely not a criticism. This is, if anything, a celebration of what indie games like this can do well. As a sequel, it is a very modest iteration on a game that is very, very aware of its scope and very good at working within what's obviously like quite a small budget, quite a small scope, but it does a lot of really good things narratively and with the gameplay, which I'll get into. But yeah, in terms of if you liked Strange Horticulture, will you like this? 99% yes, because it is pretty much the same systems with some slight advancements, some slight tweaks. So the concept behind the Strange Businesses series, I feel like this needs a franchise name.
I like Strange Businesses.
Strange Businesses. But yeah, the idea is that, well, with Strange Horticulture, you are you've just sort of taken over the running of this horticulturalist shop in a town called Undermere, which is a loosely veiled kind of ambiguously Gothic Victorian version of the Lake District in England. It's a little bit otherworldly. It's clearly not our world, but it's a world quite similar to it in a sort of ambiguously Victorian Edwardian-ish era. And in Strange Horticulture, it was sort of like the first couple of days are a little bit normal, like it's all a bit grim and a bit dour. But you're just selling plants to people, and it becomes more apparent that there's like some weird stuff going on in this town and its environs. Strange Antiquities kind of immediately goes in and is just like, yeah, people want talismans because there's like hexes on them and stuff. So
yeah.
And if I don't know if it's a complaint, but I did feel it was like I expected to be more eased in as someone who played the first one, whereas it literally just is
really?
Like, it's like it just starts and it's like it's a very similar setup. You play a different character. You actually do. I love this. You meet your player character from the first game in a very like obscure and sideways sort of way. And actually you do have to go and talk to them to get the secret ending, which is fun. Because you can just visit their shop and like you hang out.
You can.
But yeah, it kind of just does start right in with like you're working at this antiquarian's shop. Your boss is like, I got to skip town for a couple of weeks, so I don't really trust you, rookie, but you're in charge now. It's like a very different vibe to the first game in that the first one's like, your uncle who loves and trusts you has left you his shop, and in this one it's like, I don't think you're going to do a very good job of this, but I'm going to leave you. With like, I'm just not going to leave you the keys to the restricted items cabinet, which is there. But yeah, the thing that I like about these games is like they are a very as I say, the scope is perfect, right? You've basically got one screen, you've got the counter of the shop and the stock shelves of the shop, and you've got a cat that sits on the counter, and you've got a map that you can open to go and explore the town, which is just sort of like visual novel sequences of going to explore the town and find like new stock and solve mysteries. And it kind of like it with such a small and quite simple interface does create this whole very intricate mystery where it's, you know, like occult and kind of spooky and weird. It's, you know, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's really hard to say. I think I enjoyed it as much as the first one. I think it's really hard to look. It's hard to look for things to nitpick between them, right?
Sure.
Because the only thing that did strike me was like, I feel like the first one eases you in a bit more, whereas this one just kind of like is like, yeah, it's spooky, get on with it. But like, is that a criticism or is that just an observation of like a slight difference in presentation? I don't know. I don't think it's really something that I would say was a negative in any way. If you liked the first one, you'll like this one. If you like the idea of a spooky inventory management that's actually detective puzzle game that takes about 5 to 10 hours to play. Yeah, if you like to pet cats, you pet a cat.
Yes,
a lot. Oh my god, the cat in this one is so cute. I mean, the cat in the first.
What's the cat's name again?
Again, you can't make me choose between cats. So the cat in the first one was Hellebore. The cat in this one is Jupiter.
Jupiter, yes.
Oh, so cute. But if you put one of your antiques too near his paws when he's sitting on the desk, he will knock it off the desk.
That's such a funny touch.
We really thought that was going to be like the trick to something, so every time we got anything we made him knock it off the desk to see if he could break it and we could see what was really inside it. Didn't come up in the end, but it was a shame. But he can, like, you have a few plants as well, because linking to Strange Horticulture, you have a few plants on the desk, and he will just like knock those off as well. He is a misbehaving kid. It's so good. The cats are lovely. They're so great.
Can I ask how it's a detective game, just out of curiosity? Because I haven't played these. I'm just, from my understanding, it was just people come in and you sell them things. But like, what's the detective element of it?
So the sort of underlying plot of the whole world of these games is that there's like some cultish stuff kind of going on. Like there's definitely some kind of like the old beliefs are still very current in this place and this time, which again is a little bit ambiguous as to exactly where and when we are, but we know we're kind of somewhere around Lake Windermere in a world not unlike our own. And you'll meet other characters and it'll be like, oh, this is the postman and he knows a lot of the town gossip. And then someone will come in like a full robe with like, you know, the daubings on the face and be like, for reasons, I need something that lets me control people's minds. And you're like, oh, okay.
That's normal. That's cool.
That's cool. You do get to make like story choices as well, like not super loads, but these aren't very long games, but like maybe half a dozen times per game, you will be presented with like, this person asks for something that can be fulfilled with one of two different plants or antiques in this case. And you kind of have to, it's almost like a moral choice. Is the first challenge is to identify what can do the job. And the second is to say, what do I want to give this person access to? Do I want to kind of like scupper their plan a little bit? Or do I want to help them? And like, do I want to support what they're trying to achieve? And yeah, that's the way in which it's a detective-y thing, is the kind of I mean, I don't want to go too much into it because I think like the narrative is like a big part of these games, but the idea that there is this sort of constant feeling of grim weirdness and slight dread to all of it. And I like that it does have like quite branching outcomes. It does the thing at the end where it like tells you the status of everyone and like characters can die and stuff based on your choices. Okay. And so I don't know if it's possible to save everyone. I didn't manage to. I saved almost everyone on my first run through.
I don't remember.
So,
I think I enjoyed this one way more than the first one. I think this one, I liked the first one. I loved this one. And I think it's because of the jump from plants to objects. I think maybe it's the golden idol inside of me, but like I like cursed objects better. I agree with Rebecca. The one thing that I think makes this a really fucking good game is that it gives you maps, multiple books to look through, magnifying glass. You can hold an object and you can smell, taste. It will give you like different options to how you can perceive it. And one of them is like psychic perceiving. So you can tell if something has an evil energy on it. And there's just this idea of like someone coming and being like, give me something that'll protect me from fire. And you're like, okay, anything else? And they're like, no. So you're like, fine. Right. What kind of stones and gems are fire protecting? So you look through your gem book.
That was really fun. The gemology in this one was a really
gemology is fun. There's symbology as well. So you're like, right, okay, there's no gems. I'm going to look through symbols now. So you look through your symbol book and it's like, this will protect you from fire. So you kind of have to research. It's very heavily researching. So someone can give you the vaguest fucking thing like, my child won't grow taller. No, that's a big one. But you're like, right, okay, what do I know out of gems, symbology? There was another one, Rebecca, wasn't there? I don't remember.
There's all sorts of stuff about materials. There's
so it's like
there's just like a general index of like the different properties of different
curses.
Like
curses is another one. So it's like, right, I'll flick through these books and you can make notes. All these items you can attach your own personal notes onto them.
Oh, I love that.
So there's like what's it called? There's an archivist, which I think, Rebecca, is why you fucking love this game as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's like an archival quality to it. How did you organise your objects, by the way, on the shelf? I want to know.
Oh, so I'm...
Because you can move everything around and so, like, it's so good.
You can like come up with completely with your own like stock system, which I did in both games. I really enjoyed. So the thing I was doing was I was sort of going by like... Because you start off and you don't really know what anything is. And so it's like, okay, so like by like shape, by symbol, by that sort of thing. And then like slowly all of the really dangerous shit gets pushed over into one corner.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. I had cursed objects on like a top oh no, there's a slidey door. At one point I put the cursed object in a slidey door and just close the door and be like, hopefully this won't cause me any problems. It's a very tactile game. You're like clicking on stuff, you're flicking through, you're attaching notes, you're poking your cat for attention.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
But that's why I think this one, because of the nature of the objects, I got it on with it better than plants, as in like, oh, this leaf, oh, this petal, or this. It was, but this one, it was like, this is made of like, I don't know, argon, and it has a gross, like, bloody handprint on it. And you're like,
oh my, the number of things that were just gross hands in this game.
Yes! Oh, like withered monkey paw hands. Ooh. But I think that's why,
Yeah, it's interesting because I think I do still marginally prefer Strange Horticulture, but I think they're both really great.
They are both. They're a good duo.
Like, it's a very, like, little things are what we're both coming down to, which I think is telling that they're both really high quality, you know.
Sure.
I do think that something about the liveliness of the plants in Strange Horticulture, like, really...
That's true.
There was no wandering view. There was no plant that just, like... Because in the first one, the plant that just randomly turns up in a different part of the shop every day, and you're like, now I've got to rearrange everything. Thanks for that.
Somebody's talking about that. That's fun.
Nothing in this game moved around, and I was a little disappointed that nothing, like, messed you up every day by just moving around.
Oh, that would have been so good, yeah.
But I was thinking, like... Because I feel like this concept... This is probably, if they decide to do it, this has got like a third iteration in it, at least, I would say, if they want to keep doing these. The two that I came up with that I would like to see, apothecary or tea shop. Do you have any advancements on those two ideas?
Yes, apothecary. Apothecary's like, so fucked up. Like medical shit.
Exactly. Yeah. What Game 3 needs, in my opinion, is a combining system. That's what we've not really seen so far. Yeah. Is like a, and that's why tea shop would be my other choice. I'd be like, you need to like get ingredients and mix them together.
Oh, like someone comes in with like an ailment, and you to like look at their body and be like, right, this is what you need. Oh, yes, apothecary.
I mean, you already have quite a bit of that in this one, because there's a lot of the people with the mysterious illness in this one. And like in horticulture, often they'll be like, I want the plant to cure my gout or whatever.
Gout,
but
please.
Making it purely about medical stuff is good.
That's creepy. There's an edge to that. Ugh.
Yeah. So I would like, if they, as with all things, if they don't do more, we've had 2 great games out of the concept, and they do stand alone. And I don't think you need to play Strange Horticulture to play Strange Antiquities.
I was going to ask this. Okay, right.
No, I think this like you gain a bit more by having played Strange Horticulture first, but I think if you played Strange Antiquities on its own, you wouldn't lose anything, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Like, so yeah, but I think if they don't do any more, we've had 2 really nice games out of it. If they do some more, I will always be down for another one of these games.
Apothecary, please.
I want them to set it 100 years in the future, set it in modern times, and it'd be like you work in like a cash converters, but you're selling like cursed technology.
Oh my goodness, that would be really
I want to sell
fun.
like a fucked up 3DS to someone.
This is a floppy disk with a ghost on it.
That is maybe my only idea. You are right.
You've nailed it.
This USB belonged to a goblin once. It's full of his tax returns. That's what I want.
Yeah, love that.
Yep. Excellent.
Amazing.
Bro. Okay, that feels like something Yoli and I would enjoy playing, so I really should get on both of those.
I played it with Mick, and it's a very good couples game. Yeah.
Love that.
Excellent. Yoli is listening to the podcast again. She's decided to just skip ahead to our Game of the Year episode, and she's currently playing Seance at Blake Manor, which has been quite fun. So I told her where the code is on the
in the stable
this morning. Yep.
God damn. Stupid
code. Declan Ward. Rachel, what is your second game?
My second game is another detective game, actually, funnily enough. A very detective heavy episode. It's called Utter a Name. This is, when did it come out?
What?
Last year in February. I just randomly, it was Detective Fest. I randomly came across this game, bought it because it basically is you walking around a mansion with ghosts, and you have to Obra Dinn the shit out of like finding out what their name is and how they died and all that stuff. This is a very short game. It is around maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. Like I said, you play as someone who is in a mansion. You're wandering around this mansion and you're meeting ghosts, and you basically have to... They ask, what is my name and how did I die and who killed me? Oh no, what is my name? What is my name and who killed me? That's it. Oh. So you're basically, you're wandering around this house looking at objects, and it's, and you know what? It's really good. It's a very tight 2 hour Obra Dinn-like. I think the reason that I really like this is like scope, it stays in its own lane. It's a little bit difficult. There's a few twists and turns in it, which I really like. There's a supernatural element, obviously, because there's ghosts. So there's like this element of not everything is so straightforward as applying like this person to this person. There's a lot of like tracking people's movements. There's a lot of looking at people's clothing, their hairstyles, like what their body shape. So you can, because as you go around the house, there's memories that it's very overdone now I'm describing it, where you can step into these memories and it would just show you a static scene, and you can see people chatting, not moving. This is a very this is a game that doesn't move a lot. Static people, a bit of dialogue, and then from that you need to kind of work out who was where at what time, what these people are trying to do. It's a very creepy basement at one point. There's a wedding, and so there's always some horrible fun supernatural hijinks when there's a wedding and newlyweds. Yeah, I was very surprised. This is by Evil Albert. I think they've done other games. I've not played any of them though, but I would really recommend this for someone who is looking for a detective game in the afternoon or lunchtime. Depends on how long your lunch period is and how fast you can deduce ghosts and their identities. But I had a really good time. This is a solid little game. That's a name. Very good. Also, if you liked Type Help, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about Type Help, which is another game I played recently, but all three of us are talking about another game at like nearer the end. So that relates more to that. So I'll save that. But great game. Super great. I loved it. Short, punchy, done.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I guess it's this. Okay, Steam has the category difficult. Which originally put me off. Yeah, so if you look at the Steam page for this game, it has Detective Mystery Difficult. And I was like, ooh, how difficult is this going to be? I would not worry too much about that. This isn't a super difficult game, but it is something that you have to think about. So I guess that kind of counts in a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, they are user-defined tags, right? So it's always. I was about to say.
Right. So I wouldn't let that put anyone off. Just to give it a go.
Has 180 reviews. So you can imagine the people who actually tag these things as just a small percentage of the people who've played it. So yeah, a lot of people in the reviews there, I was just having a read as you were talking, they seem to mirror what you were saying, that it's like pretty, like once you get it and you can run through it pretty fast. So
yes.
Great rec though. I just feel like there's so many of these games coming out now and I'm just here for it because so many of them seem really good.
There are a lot of games like this. I don't like many of them.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
I'm fussy. I'm very fussy with my fill in the blank whodunit, who died, because I am a Obra Dinn and Golden Idol fanatic at this point. So I'm very fussy. So there are a lot of them that come across my table at Thinky Games, and I play the demo and I'm like, this ain't hitting. Or it's not like, they're fine, but they're not. I don't think they are. They're taking an idea and they're riffing on it, which is great. I do think this one in particular does it really well, and I'm not sure whether it's because, user defined tags maybe is a bit more difficult. So I really appreciated that about it, but. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I've played a fair few. This is one of the best ones I've played. So I thought I'd give it a shout out.
Yeah, that rules. I'm definitely going to pick it up. It's £5. Just standard price as a £5.
Yeah.
For 2 hours of detective.
2 hours of good detective. And you know what as well? I like detective games that are 2 hours, but that you need to think about. Because as much as I love my Frog Detectives and Duck Detectives, games that will take 2 or 3 hours to play, and they're like detective games. I do like difficult ones as well. Yeah. So I'm glad there's a 2 hour difficult one.
There's a sort of like cute, vibesy comedy detective genre, which is great.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
But I also like something that's very punchy, 2 hours. Unlike other, So there you go. That's mine.
Lovely.
Very quick, that one. So back round to you, Liam.
Oh dear.
Oh God. Oh my God, I just realised. No, I'm not finished. I talk about my game some more.
Please do.
No, go on.
Right.
The time has come.
Preamble. At the start of last episode, you asked us if we had any New Year's resolutions with gaming. And in typical me fashion, I only thought of one after we'd recorded that episode. But when we started this podcast, one thing I really wanted to do, and did for maybe like 2 or 3 episodes of Indiscovery, is when we're at RPS, we used to get a lot of emails into our shared contact box from very small developers that were making things that were just very small and maybe slightly ambitious. And at the moment, I feel like last year, when I was looking back at my top 5, it was a lot of games that I feel like a lot of people were talking about. And just with what you were talking about in that second to last episode last year, Rachel, about maybe trying to talk about different things and highlight different creators. And I was like, right, I'm going to set myself a little challenge for this year. I look at Steam every day because I have brainworms, and I always look at new and trending, and I look at whatever's selling well. And sometimes I'll see things in that list where I'm like, that looks like slightly interesting, but maybe a little bit jank, and I'm not hearing anything about it, so I'm not going to take a chance on it. This year, I'm going to try and bring one thing to every what we've been playing that like not many people are talking about.
Right.
And it has like under 100 reviews or something like that.
Okay.
This makes it sound like I found something really special.
I know.
I've found something for this episode that's so fucking cursed, but I'm going to talk about it. So I've played a lot of it this week.
Amazing.
So I found a game the other day. It was in New and Trending, and it was called Wicked Seed. And the thumbnail for it was a very booby woman who looks like, and I'm sure everyone who's been on Steam will know what I'm talking about, one of those character models from one of those visual novels. So I saw it and I was like, not into that. But then I looked at the Steam tags, and the Steam tags were survival horror and like the kind of things I like. So I clicked on it and I looked at the screenshots, and she was wearing incredibly skimpy outfits.
Yes.
And I was like, this looks like one of those survival horrors where it's more about the main character and not anything else. But then I read the reviews, and all the reviews were like, ignore the woman, ignore the boobiness. This is actually legit. Like, please ignore how this looks. There's something to this. And the thing that made me try this is everyone kept saying, if you like Parasite Eve, this is a modern version of Parasite Eve. Now, Parasite Eve, for those who don't know, is an RPG survival horror from the 90s by Square Enix, and it's very, very unique. And it was sort of ignored, and they've never done anything with it since. But I've had this idea in my head for years. If I was to ever make a game, I'd want to make a turn-based RPG survival horror game based on Resident Evil. I just think the idea of having like a party of people in a mansion fighting monsters would be really fun with the resource management. So I was like, fuck it, it's £10. I'm just going to try it, because the worst case, it'll be a laugh, right? So this is an RPG. You play as someone called Ella. You travel to Maine, because of course you do, to find your brother Jacob. Jacob works for a pharmaceutical company. And when you arrive, you find monsters. It's Resident Evil, right? It's just Resident Evil to its core. And this game is rough as hell. But I'll tell you a bit about the combat before I get into how it's rough. So it is an RPG, but it's very much inspired by Parasite Eve, but it's got a modernized combat system. So it has real time with pause. So you can run around these small arenas, and then when you try and fight someone, you left click and it brings up a menu, and then it pauses the action. You've got to choose what actions you're going to take. She has skills. You can shoot with your guns. You've got to manage your ammo, and you've got to try and stagger enemies to knock them over. If you stagger them, you can then do a brutal attack with an axe and try and take them down. It's all about being in these small spaces, fighting these different enemy types and trying to prioritize which ones are best to kill first. That tactics side is great. I'm going to tell you why this game is rough as hell. Number one, the textures in this game. Oh my God, the textures of the game are so rough. They're so low quality. 2, I think most of the assets in this game are bought from the Unity store. Why do I know this? Because based on each room you're in, Ella is either 5'2" or 7'3". Sometimes those toilets are enormous. Sometimes those toilets are tiny. Look, this game has been made entirely by what's referred to as Dead Right Games. It's by one bloke. This whole game is by one guy called Ryan. He signs off all of the updates with Ryan. Ryan, God bless you, mate. You've made a game here. No one can argue you've made a game. The UI is very basic. The monster designs are so fucking odd. Again, I can't tell if Ryan's done them themselves or they're bought from the Unity Asset Store. But like one of them's just a shark with wings. And some of them are just like...
Yes, Ryan!
you walk in a room and just like they'll just be standing there looking at you, or you'll be at the end of a corridor and there's just like a shark staring at you. Just looks like a bloke. And I'm like, okay, the vibes are weird.
Oh, wow.
But the hardest bit to defend...
Okay.
And I'm not going to defend it, is there are 51 unlockable costumes for Ella in this game. Now, I like to dress up my main character, but Ella does not have the anatomy of a human woman. Ella has the anatomy of some kind of creature that exists only in the mind of a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
She is the most bounces boobily character I've played in a video game for a long time. And like... Resident Evil, like if you go back and play Resident Evil Remake, Jill's boobs do not abide to the laws of physics. Like this is not uncommon in survival horror games. But the costumes in this game, some of them are really cool. One of them is just the main, it's just dresses you up like the character from Parasite Eve. A few of them are Resident Evil characters. She is basically Claire Redfield. If you squint, she's Claire Redfield.
I was going to say she looks a lot like Claire, and she's giving Claire Redfield.
She's just Claire Redfield.
In story and appearance so far.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just her in lingerie.
Oh, God,
like
fuck's
a lot of them are just her in lingerie.
Ryan!
Yeah. Ryan.
Right.
And like when you like upgrade your weapons, it like goes from like a top-down perspective. Just her boobs are there. Just her sweaty boobs. Again, very accurate sweat on her, which makes me quite uncomfortable. I guess you would be sweaty, but seeing just the boob area as often as you do. But the thing is, right, is like, you never see a boob, you never see a nipple. What? It's all about the promise of a boob. Or maybe a little bit of her arse. Which makes it feel like weirdly chaste. In how much it's sort of like, So like, that bit is impossible to defend, right?
God,
it's just a bit like...
a cheeky nip. Oh.
Not even a cheeky nip. So like, part of me was like, is this going to just have like full sex in it at one point? Am I just going to have to accept that's coming? No, not at all. It's like, it's a full-on survival horror game, but if you wanted to have a BAPS out, you're more than welcome to. You can unlock that from the in-game shop by completing challenges, like hitting 10 monsters with an axe. It's like this. Like, some of the costumes are good, most of them not so good. But this is the thing, right? I kind of think this game rules.
Oh, fuck's sake!
And allow me to defend this. So, first of all, the combat is great, and if they made a sequel, Ryan, there's something to this. There's a core to this that's like, it's got a bit of juice. I actually think a survival horror game with real time, with pause combat, there's something to that would be meant. Because that's what's carrying me through this. Ella's voice actor is fucking great. Like,
oh, really?
When we're about to talk about the next game, it's better than most of the voice acting in that game.
Oh wow.
So like, her delivery is really fantastic. And the story is like, I'd say the story's no worse than most Resident Evil games. Like,
right,
it's
sure.
fine. It's pretty by the numbers. And I think what happens for me is I was trying to say this to Ed earlier. Yes, I've been subjecting Ed to this all day.
Poor
I played
Ed.
Deadly Premonition. I know, poor Ed, so patient. I played Deadly Premonition when I was 19 and it broke my brain. And now I have this thing in my head, and I've been thinking about this today. I'm going to call it the Deadly Premonition Triangle of Liam Likey, where I just sort of feel like if it's a horror game where, and you know how you got like the fire triangle, where if one thing's weaker than the other, then the fire won't start.
Right.
You've got to have top of your triangle. You've got to have ambition, whether that be with gameplay or with scope. That's got to be perfect. Jank has to be jank enough to be charming, but not enough to be broken. And also just like authenticity. Like you can just tell like someone really tried.
Right.
And that's what this game is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just sort of think like, I don't know why it's so horny. It doesn't need to be. And the fact that all the reviews are like, just ignore that bit. There's something to this.
Come on, Ryan.
Actually,
take some feedback.
It sort of makes me like it more because it's so fucking weird that it's in there. It's just like, I kind of think that's like so odd that at any point I could be like, I think she should be in her knickers.
Oh,
for no
God.
reason. And let me like galaxy brain this for you for a second. Let me get in Ryan's head, right? I'm an empath. Let me talk from Ryan's perspective. Now, if you identify as a man and you're on YouTube and YouTube knows you're a man and you watch Resident Evil content, there's 4 seconds before a YouTube will start to recommend you this maybe like 8 different YouTubers where all they do is download sexy costume mods for Jill, Claire and Ada and then upload entire walkthroughs of the game of them wearing skimpy outfits. It's like a cottage industry for Resident Evil. Now, did my man Ryan think, wait a minute, there's a certain degree of survival horror fans that are going to want this. Now, they can mod it in, but what if I do the hard work for them? Yoli thinks that's what this game is, because I was talking to Yoli about it and I showed her a bit, and she was like, it has the energy of like, you know that Simpsons bit where Homer writes, sex, now I have your attention, vote for Bart.
Right, yes.
She's almost like, maybe that's part of it. But Ed has a theory that I think's even funnier. Mm-hmm. Ed thinks that our man Ryan, he tried to make a sex game, but he's too talented and he accidentally made a decent horror RPG around it.
I love that.
So he is where I am with Wicked Seed, which, by the way, now that I've explained it all, Wicked Seed, you think that's cum, right? That's the most cum-coded video
yes,
game.
Yeah.
I assumed.
Nope. Wicked Seed, because it's about plants. Plants are what's causing the monsters. The seeds are wicked.
Okay.
So here's where I land with Wicked Seed. Am I glad I'm playing it? I guess. I've been off work for a few days and it's certainly keeping me occupied. Not in a masturbating way. I keep saying to everyone I talk to about, not doing anything for me in that department. She's like, honestly, anatomy-wise, I just worry about her because I don't know how she stands upright.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But like, no one, maybe no one should play this, but I did. And I'm sort of happy I have. And I'm going to bring something not like this every episode that we do like this. I'm just going to find something that's a little bit out there. And I'm happy I found this because honestly, it's like, it's given me a lot of entertainment in many different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I still be on the podcast, please? I quite like it.
I mean, when you told me that you wanted to talk about this, but you wouldn't tell me what it was, and you invoked Wedding Witch, I think that, like, I'm the one who brought Wedding Witch to the table, so I don't think I have the right to say that Wicked Seed is too far.
Oh, but it's less sinister when you bring it. You talk about Honey Pop, it has different connotations to if I talked about Honey Pop. That's all I'm saying.
But I want you to be able to talk about Wicked Seed. I am glad that we have had this conversation because it's like, I think it is an interesting sort of like thing to bring up, right? Is that I would 100% look past this on the Steam storefront unless I had a recommendation from somewhere because it is so hard to tell this from, on the one hand, the Unity Asset Pack sex games, and on the other hand, the Unity Asset Pack very, very generic survival horror RPGs. Like, but hearing someone be like, actually, this has got, I love that it's got something to it. I just think that that's so...
It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's broken me.
It's in the process of breaking me as well, but I'm kind of like, I get it. That like, you can really tell just from looking at the screenshots on Steam. It's like, an amount of work has gone into thinking about what she would wear under literally any circumstance. And an amount of work has gone into thinking about what the monsters look like. And the balance is not where I would necessarily have expected it to be in a good horror game. But I do trust you when you say that it is a good horror game. Like,
listen, fellas, you ever be making a game and you just get super horny halfway through and you're like, I've got a solution to this. I'll add 51 different sexy costumes.
Oh, one of them is just jammies.
Bizarre.
Which is, I think, a bit creepy. Naming it jammies.
The jammies are like so comfy looking. The pajamas, most of the sort of like 9 base outfits that you can see in the Steam stuff, most of them are pretty reasonable, honestly. I'm not like... Relaxed is a bit, I don't know as I'd wear that to relax, but everything else is pretty much like,
is relaxed the one where is every photograph preview image of the costume is her standing, but for relaxed, she sat on a chair so you can see her bare feet.
Wait,
Not in this
where's
picture.
that?
What?
I don't know that.
Is that not one of them? That's one of them in the game.
not
Is
in
one
it.
of the costumes is just like, come on.
The
mate.
one that I will say is a little bit like is the one where you can see her like facing off some crab monsters down an alley, and there is just an axe floating at her back, but her back is very sweaty and grimy, and basically she's naked in a bra. Like,
Do you know that famous quote where it's like, I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it? This might be the thing that would confuse whoever said that
I
quote.
kind of also, I'm down for the idea that it's like, if this gets some traction above the many things it resembles on Steam and like tricks you into playing actually quite a well thought out survival horror, that's good. Like,
Yeah. It, like,
you know?
It's odd. Rachel's face right now says it all. That's the right response to this. But I do fear I'm about to make this game my entire personality this year, so get ready for it.
Oh,
It's,
God.
you know what else? You know what else is really reminding me of in a very like weird way is House Party. Just in the way that like it's mostly like asset based. It's kind of like it's a hard sell. When you're trying to tell someone House Party is actually pretty good, that's a hard sell. And like I feel like this is a similar level of hard sell. It's like, look, ignore the fact that it is a very basic UI on a Unity asset pack, and just trust me when I say that love went into the creation of these characters. You know?
I think what I'm trying to recommend is like the concept of a survival horror turn-based RPG with real-time with pause combat, not this specific game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Your Honor, I read FHM for the articles.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I hate it.
That is the right thing to say. Yeah.
It
sucks, man.
Genuinely.
Ryan, listen to the comments, Ryan. Okay, Ryan, get back in. Oh, put a t-shirt on the goddamn girl, Ryan, for fuck's sake. I don't
put
know.
any amount of clothing on her.
I'm over it. I'm a bit like, I'm glad this is a great game, but I don't know what else to say.
Oh, I didn't say that. That's not. Do not misquote me.
No, but the comments. I looked at the comments as well, and comments were like, "This is like I'm pleasantly surprised. This is a fun, great gameplay loop. Like people are interested in these mechanics, but
There's a mini game halfway through where you can unlock a tactical vest for her with a pair of jeans and boots. And I only finished that to be like, I just wanted to be covered up. And that's now the outfit I'm using. Because it makes me feel less sinister playing it now.
Yeah,
So,
no, that is a mood. As the person who brings the most games like this to the podcast, I appreciate you jumping in with your own admissions. I appreciate that a lot. But also, I really feel that thing of like, actually, can I get some more clothes on this character is quite often a route I'll be going down for things. So it's like, sometimes you do just want to play the story. It's true.
Yeah, just want to shoot the monsters, shoot the weird monsters. I just want can someone make a game like this where I don't feel like a pervert playing it, please? I don't think it's much to ask.
I'm watching the trailer. I'm literally, I'm just trying. Oh my god! I just got to the swimsuit. Oh my god!
Oh dear! I need to. I haven't.
Oh
no! Please.
Anyway, what I will say is that I'm really
my god!
Ryan, whatever. I do appreciate you, Liam, bringing these kind of games to the pod. It is interesting. I like the fact that you are actively looking at like what is trending on Steam and these weird corners of what is being published, what is coming out. So I do appreciate that. Did you have to start with this one? It's just like...
No,
I really sense the tone.
Okay,
I hope it's this is gonna be different. I hope it's not every single time. Like, now listen, it has full penetration, but the punching's fun. So.
I'm just watching the trailer, and there is a very different. Okay, shots of her running from the back, perfectly normal survival horror. Shots of her
I was
running
thinking
from
that.
the front do hit quite different. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's like. I don't know. I've played a lot of these games where it's just like literally that woman is made of jelly. So at least it's like broadly realistic, but also like not that great of an idea. Like,
no. Yeah,
don't be like put a shirt on for this. Oh, the swimsuit. I just got to.
The swimsuit. The swimsuit's a jump scare.
Defensible.
Ella,
And-
my dear girl, please put a large jumper on. You're gonna be so.
It's Ryan, not Ella. Ryan.
Yeah,
Please.
you're gonna feel
Oh my
so
God.
much better.
Ryan, there is nothing sexier than like a tight cable knit sweater.
Yeah.
You can still
Oh.
get sexy with costumes, my friend. You don't
Yeah.
need full sleeve. You can get super cunty outfits.
You know what? Yeah.
And cover
that's the
up.
thing, just fun outfits. If there was 51 fun outfits, yeah, that'd be great.
Yes. It's not even the air of mystery. I just like to see someone deal with a survival horror situation in like an outfit that I feel like that's, you get some blood on you, that's fine. Like, are you going to be warm enough in the various outdoor locations you have to fight through?
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
It's an important question.
So, yeah, that's me. My 2 resolutions. 1, find weirder games that not many people play. 2,
Nice.
tank my entire reputation in one podcast. Tick. So let's move on.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, now let's talk about another video game that's less cursed and we've all played. So we all played TR-49, which is the latest game by Inkle, the creators of 80 Days and Overboard and Heaven's Vault. And in this game, this is a detective game. You are in the depths. I've written something for this, actually. So in the depths of Manchester Cathedral at an unknown point in time, you are tasked with using a strange World War II era machine to correctly match books with their titles. So this is a detective game where you're using a weird machine. And yeah, what did you two think of this? Let's talk about this broad tones to start with, and then we'll have a spoiler chat and we'll put some time codes in the description if you don't want to hear spoilers.
Love it.
But yeah, where did you land on TR-49?
I'm very hot cold with Inkle games. I liked Overboard. I didn't like Expelled. I liked Heaven's Vault. I didn't like something else
Island
I did.
Song?
Yes, yeah. So I'm very hot cold. So I went into this very much like, I always appreciate what Inkle are going for. It might not be for me, but let's give it a go. I like this game. I think it's a great game. I don't love it, but I think what it's doing very well.
Yes.
If you're someone who likes Her Story or basically database detective games where you're like searching through a computer and there's a search box and you need to like type shit in, like this is very much that. And I think I think the first couple of hours with this game I found quite not frustrating. Frustrating's too much, but a bit like I described it because I reviewed it for Thinky. There's not a lot of logic to it. I found myself quite sporadically like trying to find different like numbers, because the idea is that you're searching for different like codes which are made up of 2 letters, 2 numbers, and sometimes clues for these codes can be in entries in this archival system of books and letters and journals, all sorts of nonsense. You're trying to find one book, and so that book has a code. You find the code, you find the book. So we're trying to search for this fucking book. And I just think the way that you find codes is interesting, but I'm not sure if it's quite as intuitive as something like Her Story, where there's a search bar, you just type random words in the search bar. Here, it has to be a code, and finding those codes, I think it took me a while to kind of get into the mindset of like finding those codes and also knowing what to do with the information when I had those codes. I felt like I was like getting a lot of information, but I didn't quite know what to do with it. I'm going to keep comparing to Her Story because I think that's the closest comparison. With Her Story, you watch a clip and then you're like, oh, she said hat. I will tap hat into the search bar. With this, I would get information like hat, and I'd be like, right, okay, how do I do this? So I would have so much information and I almost wouldn't know what to do with it. But for me, I think as you kind of flounder a bit and then you find your footing, I would say maybe half an hour to almost 45 minutes in, I found my footing, which I think is that's a long time to try and figure out kind of like the core of the game. So I didn't really like that, but after that, it's great. I had a really great time. I really think there's lots of cool twists and turns. I like the archival system. I liked the characters. Well, I liked the characters that were told through the entries. I'm not sure about the voice acting and the actors that were like telling the story outside of the machine, as you're playing as someone called Abby, who's like that's who you're playing as, and then you have this mysterious voice who's talking to you. And I liked that element of it. It made it quite more immersive. I actually don't think you need much of that to play this game. Like, I don't know whether it was needed. I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it as much. To be honest, because the person's called Liam, when Liam was like trying to like chat with me and I was in the middle of something, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would ignore him.
Like, can you wait?
That annoyed
can you
the
wait
shit
a second?
out of me.
Yeah. So when I was in the throes of my research and they'd be like a flashing light to be like, oh, he's going to talk to you. Do you want to press space? And I was like, no, I don't. He can wait. And I don't know. I just felt so. It's for me. I enjoyed it. It took a while to warm up. How about you both? How did you feel about it?
I feel like I'm still kind of settling on how I definitely enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing it. So the thing that got me into this, actually, there were two reasons that I was interested to play this game. One is the friend of the podcast, Mick, Heaven's Vault, one of his favorite games. And so he loved it. Sure. And he was like, right, I want to play this on release. Like, absolutely 100%. I want to play this the day it comes out. And for me as well, because it's like very audio based, I have quite a lot of interest in games that use like audio narration as a big part of their way of storytelling, way of navigating the game. That's a big interest of mine. And they one of the ways that they kind of sold TR-49 was like an audio drama, like the sort of
which I don't know about that.
I didn't think was quite as prominent as the advertising suggested it would be.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, because I feel like there is like something to be said for audio games in games that do convey most of their like navigation through the game through audio in the way that that's not really what this is. If you're kind of if the advertising of this game made you think that's what it was going to be, it kind of isn't really at all.
Yeah, it's not.
But I did think it was interesting because like before I played the game, I read a little bit from Inkle of what they were talking about, and it kind of struck me that it's quite a small project from them, relatively speaking. I think they said it was done from like conception to release in under a year, which is even for indies these days quite an impressive feat.
Oh, cool.
They do that a lot. They did that with Overboard and Expelled as well.
Did they? I wasn't sure. I know that Heaven's Vault is like one of their bigger ones, and that's the one that I'm mostly familiar with, and that clearly took like some time. But in terms of like, it almost felt like scope-wise, almost like Game Jam style, but a bit more polished to me. So I went in kind of thinking this is going to be like this, I didn't go in expecting Heaven's Vault again. I went in like, this is going to be a much smaller, more streamlined concept from the same people with the same kind of like structure in terms of mystery solving, which it kind of was, right? If you liked Heaven's Vault for the language puzzles, then I think this is similar in terms of how you have to think about the mysteries, but not the same structure, if that makes sense. Another thing is like with the voice acting, which I'm sure we'll come back to, it was mostly just like him and his family and people in the studio, which I think really adds to the sense of Game Jam. I think as I recall, John Ingold is the main character, right? So yeah, it's like it has this kind of like, for saying that Inkle is quite a well-known indie studio, it has this kind of like cute side project feel to it. And I think because I went in with like two expectations: one that it would be like a cute side project, which I think it nailed, and one that it would be kind of like an audio drama based game, which it kind of didn't. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But in terms of, because Mick and I played it together, again, it sounds like we spent all of January playing archive games together, and maybe we did. Maybe that's what this month's about.
Love that for you both.
I know. But the thing is, we were joking about it because we played it over the course of a couple of days. And like, I think in about 5 hours, we'd done 95% of the game. And then we spent another 3 to 4 hours just trying to get the last couple of puzzles, which was... that was a very weirdly unbalanced experience in the end. But the joke that we had, and it was the same reaction we had when we played Heaven's Vault together, was that this is a good game to play with two people whose minds work quite differently. Because and it was kind of almost linking back to like Blueprints last year as well, in the way that we kind of like always were able to carry each other through like moments of burnout. Obviously, lengthwise completely different. That's like a 150-hour game. This is like 10 hours tops. But the way that we approach things is Mick will be there like, I recognize that. I'm going to show my absolute ignorance in science and mathematics here. He'll be able to look at something and go, oh, this is like, this number was here, and that obviously is the square root relating to this number, and we can like trace it down through the knowledge of mathematics and science. And I'll be like, okay, though, right, that couple, they got married in 1949. The daughter was born in 1956, and then they divorced in 1961, which means that I will be there like tracking all of the relationships and the timeline and everything. And so it was quite a fun one to play with two people who solve puzzles quite differently, because I think as is so often the case with these games, you need different skills to finish it in a sort of like non-frustrated, because I mean, like, there's no walkthrough, right? We played it on launch weekend. There were no walkthroughs, so we were like, well, it's us or nobody.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do this. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I don't know. I mean, I've played literally 2 new games this year, so I don't know where it's going to stand in terms of my 2026 rankings of new games. I certainly enjoyed it. I'll have to wait and see how lasting an impression it leaves, particularly compared to Heaven's Vault, which is obviously like the benchmark that I'm kind of running here. So, yeah.
So what I will say is I agree a lot with what you're saying, Rachel. The story as told through the what am I trying to say here?
It's hard to describe, isn't it?
Yeah, the story as told through
cool.
the archive is fantastic. And considering how literary Inkle are, I think it's them at their best, writing these. I can't really say too much. We'll get into it more in the spoiler section, but these are very academic books that you're trying to archive, and the descriptions of them and the things they're conveying are very, like very like almost quantum level and fantastical and science fictiony. The audio drama bit, the communication between you and the other characters over the radio, like you said, it just got in the way, and I don't think it added anything. I feel like it would have been more impactful if it was just silence with you in this quick, like, clicking, whirring machine. You know, the way that documents move on this old UI, and it fizzes.
The machine is amazing.
It's incredible, and it sort of is ruined by these little like faces that appear at the top, and it's like, Liam, which I hated. I hated hearing my name spoken out loud that often. And Ben Starr is in this game, because Ben Starr is in every game I've played over the last like 6 months.
Wait, who is Ben Starr?
I'll tell you.
Oh shit! Yeah. Tell me a minute.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, fucking yes, King. Give us nothing. A great performance for no script. Yeah, but I think it could have done with a bit more time in the oven. I don't think it's as polished a deduction game as I would have liked it to be. I think it has shades of Obra Dinn, but it's missing a few things that would have made it better. I think I said to you two on Discord, it needed a mechanic like in Obra Dinn where it only tells you correct if you get 3 right. Because there was a few times where I only had like 3 codes and 2 names to match, and I was just guessing. And I found the thing you're looking for by accident. I don't actually know. Just because I was like, oh, well, I've got 2 codes and is it this one? And the game confirmed it immediately. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks because I don't know why that's it. I actually don't know why that's the thing. I only found that out when I finished the game and looked it up. Because I didn't find it through the route I was meant to. So it's too easy to brute force.
Right.
Yeah,
and there was a few things I did.
Definitely brute force it.
I brute forced a few things where I was like, well, I know that this was published between these 2 dates, so I'll just put the dates in.
Yeah. See, though, the thing is, for me, because we did that a couple of times, and like, there's a certain extent to which I almost felt like, and maybe it's, my experience of working in archives and kind of, obviously it's not as gamified as this, but kind of the brute forcing felt like part of okay, it's like if I've got a date range and I've got the person's initials, do I need to wait and get the exact information, or is actually just applying my knowledge of the situation enough?
I would argue that's problem solving.
Absolutely. You've got a sequence, right? You've got 2 letters and 2 numbers, and that is so huge that you've got to have a pretty good idea of what you're looking for before you can start to brute force.
Yeah, that is true. And the game is very good as well of like having inbuilt notes. So when you find important information, she'll jot it down. But what I will say about what I loved about this game, and I would say I love this about this game, is because that writing was so magical, and because you're not reading the books, you're reading notes by the people who were archiving before you. That's how you're viewing all of this information. I just thought that was like really cool and really gave it this specific sense of style. And
it's like an imaginary history, but it's like it's like a secret history. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I thought it painted like a really interesting picture. I thought it like drip feeds what the game is about, both in terms of like actually what it's about and its meta narrative really nicely. I thought it was quite well paced. I think there's a few things in this game that are like hidden maybe a bit too well. Like to get to I did have to look up a guide of how to get the true ending because I just couldn't find that information, and I was a bit like, well, I've got everything now, so I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But I love this. I don't think it's the best detective game, but I think it's one of the better ones I've played. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not going to be my top games of the year. I can tell that already.
No.
But if I was telling someone about some good puzzle detective games that were coming out this year, this would be one of the top ones.
100%. Yeah.
So I think we're kind of working in that category of like, it's a pretty good game. It's a really solid game, but there are a few things with it that Oh my God! Can we please have a log for the conversations, the dialogue? I was just like, come on! That was one thing that really actually frustrated me. I got on pretty well with the game, but I was like, please, I'm getting so much information. I just want to backtrack on what this person said to me, like, because I don't remember everything.
Was difficult.
It was so
interface. Yeah, for a game that relies on its interface, sometimes you did have to like do a little bit of a weird dance around different places to try and get back to where you'd just been, and that was a little bit like, there were definitely issues in that sense. I agree, but I don't know. It's got like, as I say, approached from the scope, the idea of you're going to be playing this game for like maybe 8 hours. And just kind of like investing in that world. The world building was great. And like the little like there was a lot more, even though I 100% of the game, I got like every major, like I cleared everything out of the archive that was like sort of from the notes and got all the endings and stuff. There is so much in this game just to reward little bits of curiosity. Like occasionally if you get something a bit wrong, it'll take you to an entry on like a Tennyson poem or just something that one of the friends of the authors on Blue Sky has just like contributed a little note or something. And that was a really nice way of making it feel like a living, like a more detailed and much bigger archive than like what you were immediately engaging with. And I thought that was like a really nice way of doing that. The fact that it's crowdsourced as well, I think is another like nice aspect to this as a fairly quick game that's like very, very in-house, almost like a family side project for the Incore people. It's a nice way of doing it, I think.
Someone on a Steam forum reckons that there's a load of books in here that are randomized based on each player. So you get different additional books, which I thought was really cool. So, because there's quite a lot in here of like actual real world books, and those are like, apparently those might be randomized based on the player, which I thought was quite
that's really interesting. Yeah, because I was like, we found a bunch.
Yeah, I think the ones that are story specific are
they have to be there. But yeah, I saw at the end, because it does credit all of the books at the end, and it was a lot more than I saw, and I was like, wow, I thought we'd been digging really heavily, but we only really saw like 10% of these or whatever. So that's really interesting.
Shall we move on to a quick spoiler chat?
Go on.
I would be down to have a spoiler chat, and we'll put a timestamp in the show notes for people who don't want to be spoiled on this, so don't worry.
Spoiler chat. There we go. That's more than enough time.
That's the spoiler chat theme, written and composed by Rachel Watts, and we'll use that moving forward.
I'm glad we have it now.
So, I mean, this is about AI, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's got to be, right? Yeah.
It's got to be, yeah. And how do we feel about that it's about AI?
Nothing really.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
interesting.
Yeah.
It's about AI, but I don't think it's a good a commentary on AI. I think that's where it's sitting from. Like, I can see how it's like, you know, about censorship and rewriting history and the perception and interpretations we take from written history, and I like all that shit. Do I think it explored any of these things well? I don't know. And so it was like, here's a bit of AI. Are you going to say much about it?
Yeah.
So I appreciate what it's going for, but did it quite do it? I don't know. Maybe not.
It was almost like it was for a game that released in January 2026 to have as its premise, we have kind of found out how to take a bunch of fiction books and old scientific texts and create an AI that can make billionaires live forever, and that has destabilized the entire geopolitical situation of the planet to the point where we are in the endgame dystopia, and we need... That was so funny. I'm like, it's dark humor to it. It could not be more...
I liked that bit of it.
It could not be more January 2026 without really having much to say other than, well, here we are.
Agreed.
It was... But it was like, there was dark humor. For sure.
I think it sort of has a bit of like has a bit of hope to it that I liked. Like I clicked very early on where it was like, oh, if you take words and feed them into the machine, words aren't meant to be consumed this way. They're not meant to be pulled apart and rattling around infinitely without context.
Yes, that was a great quote.
I thought
that was a great quote.
I just thought that was like so simple to say, but then presented in this way. I don't know. I just really thought it might not have had a huge amount to say about the current situation, but there was something just about holding the mirror up and being like, this shit's dangerous. And I did like that. And I mean, this is obviously a very big spoiler for the end of the game. Like, you are playing as the algorithm inside the machine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I thought was a bit like...
It was fairly obvious from very early on.
I was a bit like, okay.
It's like, she's like, what? Why is my name the same as the computer's name? And he's like, don't think about it. And it's like, oh,
yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's like,
yeah, that bit was a bit like, okay, but I don't know. There was something about like how the true ending of the game is the machine is nothing but a machine. Like you take the AI out of it, and like the only good ending that keeps everyone happy and safe and healthy is to just like be like, what if this machine just had books in it? That would be fine, maybe. I sort of like that as well. Again, I think like it's good that it was made as fast as it was because you can get a story out this relevant and this timely. But if they'd had another 2 years, could they have cooked a little longer? Could they have added a bit more to it? Maybe.
Yeah, I think in that regard, I definitely played this game more for its puzzle and detective mechanics than I did for its story. Like, you can't, unfortunately, you can't really, I don't know whether this is unfortunate or not. You can't play this game as a puzzle game without engaging with its story. A lot of like the story beats it has to do with the codes that you need to find. So you need to pay attention to the histories that are being told, the characters, what they're doing. Like, you cannot play this game as just a simple puzzle game. That I don't mind. But I wouldn't recommend this as a story game to anyone.
No,
I wouldn't recommend it with merit to its story. And I think that's just how I'm approaching it. I love it as a investigation puzzle game. It's fine as a social commentary about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I do think the story,
totally
you have
fair.
to put in quite a lot of work to understanding the story to get out not an awful lot, I think is a fair assessment of it. Like, in terms of its themes, it kind of just, it has the short fiction feeling, right? Sometimes a short story rather than a full novel just kind of states its themes and like positions itself in the time and place where it's from. And that's like, I personally think that's legitimate, that's fine. But there's a lot of like, I put so much work into trying to work out who was married to who and when and what it all meant. And in the end, you have a very, like, quite a disturbing story. Like, the love triangle thing is quite freaky when you think about it. It's, like, pretty fucked up. And, like, I felt sorry for her in that situation.
Oh, absolutely.
But then the escalation to accidentally, like, creating an apocalyptic technology was, like, an interesting one. But at the end of the day, it was still kind of, like, it did boil down to, okay, so you can pretty much just trace this love triangle, and that explicitly becomes quite a big part of the whole. You know what I mean? It's like, that's quite a simple trope on which to hang so much. And it didn't really feel like it got explored very much. And like, it was a good story for a piece of short fiction. Yeah. But at the same time, I was there like, you really have to work to figure out what's happened, and then you're like, oh, okay, so all right, fair enough.
You almost feel like there's more to it, and
yes,
I sort of like, I haven't played Heaven's Vault, but I sort of feel like a lot of Inkle games are like that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, in terms of Heaven's Vault, I do think that you maybe need to play it multiple times and see all the endings to get the full sense of it. I would say, like, the more you explore, the more you get out. But also, I will say he's written like a 4-novel series following up on Heaven's Vault, so there is definitely
right. Okay.
There, I can't point to that and then say with a straight face that it's all there in Heaven's Vault, the game itself. You know, that would be dishonest to say that and then say, but you know, you could read all the follow-up novels.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred this game if that love triangle was probably the one thing that made me actually feel something. And I wonder if it was better as a commentary on personal agency and personal stories instead of like maybe this more grander commentary on, well, AI was always going to be there, but as in like rewriting history and the ways that billionaires are now living forever. I wonder if there was something a bit more personal, would have given it a bit more weight than maybe addressing these quite abstract, quite
I think
weird,
you're right.
like, do you know what I mean?
Think
like
that's so true.
That love triangle, I was like, this is awful. Like, and like this person, because it felt personal, but when it kind of reached for something a bit more bigger, that's when it lost me. So
I definitely,
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, but I think it's true, and like as well, it being like the story of a woman who essentially is being like overwritten by the men in her life to get what they want from her is like, that's, you know, that is a huge that is something that really, it's interesting because it's a concept I think about in fiction a lot, and I've thought about in like the way that games present women before I played this game. And sometimes like a game will come along and resonate with the exact issue that's been on your mind for a while about the way that women are written, because I play a lot of romance games, right? And you do often see that kind of that issue coming in. It's like, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen more of that, because it touched on something that I think is a really like sinister implication of a lot of games that have like romantic subplots, and to kind of like, it gets you so close, it acknowledges it, which is great, and I'm like, this is fantastic, but then like that acknowledgement doesn't kind of go much further, which I would have liked. Yeah, you're so right, I would like to see more.
The conclusion to that wasn't satisfying in terms of like, and I didn't have to have like a big like, and then she got revenge. Like I don't need that from fiction about this, but it just sort of felt like it was just like fizzled out quite fast when you realised what had happened. It was like,
that's so true.
That's
it's
fucked
like,
up.
Yeah, it's like she kind of got her own back, but ended the world. Oops. So we've got to like just. It's all a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would love to see something that tackled that more directly and more as the point, for sure. And like I say, it's like it comes up so much in so many things, and like just a game that really explored the way we write and overwrite female characters, particularly when it's a male author working with female characters, like would be so good. And I feel like we're still waiting for that, but I love that games acknowledged it. Frankly, I'm so there for just a game that's like, hey, this is weird.
Yeah, it's almost like I would have liked it if we learned about this woman, what happened to her, and then she changed like the nature of reality and history to amend that, and that decision then as a player being like, do I want this woman to have what she wants and for the whole world to suffer because of it, or do I want to do what's the good thing and undo her what she's done? Because like I like that's what I mean. Like it feels like personal, but it's grand in scope. I think if they should have done that, I think there was something there.
There is
one more year. One more year of development.
There's still something in that concept, man. It still come back. Someone can build on that, I believe.
Yeah, that would have been much more personal and much more interesting. And if you had no voiceover whatsoever, and you were just discovering that through the machine, just
in silence with the concepts you were having to engage with,
Although, you don't need to know who you are. You don't need to know what you're doing. You know, as much as we like joke about Sam Barlow, you don't know who you are in her story.
Yeah.
And it's all the better for that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the found phone genre, which is a little bit like out of favor now. But when you think about, you never know who you are in those games. It's all about looking at a stranger's life that you've stumbled upon accidentally is like, you know, and that always plays really well.
Yeah, because in her story, I guess the spoilers, I mean, the end is you do find out who you are. You're the kid, right?
Oh, good point. Yeah, good point.
So it's, and in Immortality, you assume, because this is very similar to Immortality as well, this idea of archiving, you're looking through it. Do you ever find out who you are in Immortality, or are you just a detective? I don't remember.
Same.
So I think there is something to, you know, revealing who you are as a person, but it doesn't, the voiceover. And also, this voice actress, oh my God, like, as much as I do think she did a good job, a lot of her role was just, what am I? What's happening? What does this mean? Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, oh my God, at least Liam had depth. I actually did enjoy his performance, even though I didn't think it was necessary. Like, there was a tension and anxiety, and sometimes he would snap at you and be like, oh, what's that about? But her, oh my God, girl, you did great, but just to be put into a role where you're basically like, questioning, you're basically like the context machine. Like, you're asking people for context, and I'm just like, babes, oh my God.
Well, I guess, like, on the one hand, she literally was the context machine.
Well,
but also,
literally
you
a
give us some credit
machine.
though, Rachel, because most of her lines were literary review 17.
Oh my
literary
God!
review 19. Literary review 20.
And she did a lot with that.
She really
Academic
saw
Journal
that.
number 1, Academic Journal number 2.
Yeah, but it's like curious, excited. She did a good. I thought it was for a saying that it was like, on the one hand you got Ben Starr, and on the other hand you got literally like the people who know John Ingold and his life. I think it was.
If I just open my door, does Ben Starr come in my house and just start voice acting for me? Because I'm not complaining about that if he does.
I really need to talk about the Ben Starr character. I'm so glad you reminded me that was Ben Starr, because I'd forgotten that he was in it, but I knew once you said he was in it who he played. Right, okay, here is my thinking about Ben Starr's character. Yeah. I do not need Ben Starr, he seems like a lovely, lovely man. He's so funny in everything he's in. I do not need the like fascist police officer to be like ASMR sexy voice to me.
I'm so with you on this, Rebecca.
Right.
When he was like, "Are you behind that wall?" I'm like, "Yes, Ben. Yes. I am." I'm shouting. I'm
up against the wall, like grinding against the wall.
Ben.
The moist walls of the cathedral basement, like Ben.
I'm like, please.
Oh, don't find me, Ben Starr.
Right. I don't need this to become a thing that I'm thinking about, and not in any political climate. But again, not in the political climate of January 2026. No, thank you. But also, Ben Starr really rocked that. He did not need to play it that sexy. Is all I want to point out.
He can't help it. That man can't help it.
There are a lot of very sexy voices in video games, as we know, from my certain experience with a certain game. And so you could just go onto YouTube and just, rewatch parts where he talks to you.
I don't, but I know, because that character is awful. The character is an appalling
Oh no,
person.
it's fine. You can fix him. No, don't worry about that.
No, I can't.
It's all good. It's all good. Look,
He's
mine was a psychopathic, traumatic killing machine of a man, and I got over it.
Though.
He had a heart of gold.
I don't think this man had a heart of gold. That's the thing. I think that he was rotten through and through.
Did you not get the secret ending where you romance him and he's actually really sexy and hot, and he's like, I'm going to change the world and I'm not going to give up my fascist ways for you, babe.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, you're an AI.
No, don't, please.
He fell in love with an AI. It is a commentary.
It is a commentary.
We found it.
Anyway.
Done it again.
There it is. It's all about AI girlfriends and sexy Ben Starr. Well done, Inkle. You've done it again.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who was there. Like, I feel really weird about him being like, I've murdered your only friend in the world. And I'm like, okay. Like, this is a lot to deal with.
Do it again. Murder the other ones.
I'm all alone.
I don't care.
Yes. Oh, no.
I'm hammering down the wall, Ben. I'm destroying Manchester Cathedral just to see you.
It's so bad.
Oh, dear.
Okay, great. I'm glad. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest, because it has been.
No, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
On that note, shall we move on to some hyperfixations?
Sure
Yeah. My hyperfixation is Type Help, which is a game that's very similar to TR-49, but shorter, and I think it's free. 1 second. So Type Help is a text game. I played it over on itch, where it's basically like we've been saying in the vein of Utter a Name, the one I just talked about, Her Story, Root Trees, Obra Dinn, where it's all text and you, I guess, are reading documents of an incident that happened at a mansion, and the way that you're kind of exploring it is that you need to find the codes assigned to different documents. It's very similar to TR-49. And again, you're looking through pieces of dialogue and you're looking for clues. If you're looking for TR-49 without all the sheen and the lovely inkle goodness and just want a really good text-based detective game, try Type Help. Also, this is getting a re-release called something...
The Incident at
Gallery House. I'm not sure if I would recommend that, because this game works so well as a text game. I've obviously not played Incident at Gallery House. It's not out yet. It's out later this year. But I would just get in there before that's released and play Type Help over on itch. It's just a really great detective game, and I just had a great time with it. So that's another recommendation from me. I like Type Help and Utter a Name are very two parts of the same coin. This one also has spookies and murders and evil undoings and whispered secrets and all that good stuff. So yeah, give it a go. That is my hyperfixation. Very detective Harry this episode, aren't we? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Definitely
who's next?
theme.
Yeah.
I can go next. I have read a book that is one of the best books I've read in, oh my god, so long. This book has just like consumed me. Right. Listeners, I'm sorry. This isn't even for you. No, it's for these two. It's for Rachel and Rebecca. You two would fucking love this book. So it's called The Everlasting. It's by Alex E. Harrow. I think it came out last year. Yoli got it for me for Christmas. I'm going to read you the blurb.
Oh my god,
I don't want to say too much about this book. So, a lady knight whose legend built a nation meets a retiring historian in awe of her fame. He's sent back through time to make sure she plays her part, even if it breaks his heart. This is a romance novel about a Arthurian legend-style knight called Sir Una the Everlasting, who she was a knight in this old world called Dominion. And it's also about this stuffy historian who survived a war, who loves the idea of this myth and has devoted his entire life to researching her and being an academic. And the book is about those two people. It's a book about what it's like to mythologize a human being and the damage that can do to the human being, but also to your own expectations.
Oh, fuck!
It's about challenging sort of like the gender differences between men and women. It's about fascism, and it's about Britain, and it's about like war and what we do to each other and how history can be manipulated by those who are in power. And it's also just written so fucking beautifully. Like, I love these two characters for all of their flaws. Like, they are just like incredible people to spend time with, and it's a tragedy. And I can't say the central theme and the hook of the book, but once you realize what it's about, you're just like, oh fuck, this is even better than I thought it was going to be.
What? Oh my god.
The Everlasting, Alex E. Harrow.
That sounds rad as hell.
I've added it to my wish list.
Me too.
Really is.
That is so
normally
my
when
jam.
I read a book,
thank you.
For both of you, this is so your jam. Normally when I read a book like this, I consume it really fast. I'm enjoying this so much. I let it stretch for like 6 weeks. I was like, I don't want to finish this book. Like, I don't want to be out of this world. So yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. I can't wait to read that. Thank you.
You've got it.
I've been in such a book slump as well.
I used to. That sounds like
a
like classier iteration on all the stuff that I read during my master's degree, which is like, what if an academic met the historical figure that they were writing about? That was like, and I've just got back into romantasy as well. So like, that sounds like, perfect, but classy. Not like the trashy romantasy I usually read.
Well, it's like, it's gory and it's bloody and it's real. And that's what I like about it too.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
She is like...
Oh,
Una.
100%. Oh,
I love them both. Yeah, they're both just... Yeah,
that sounds
anyway.
so good.
Okay.
Thank
you.
All right. Thank you so much. I really can't wait for that. That's going to be so good.
I can't wait for you to read it and talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Rebecca, go.
Right. Yes. So I have been honestly kind of just vibing with the world, struggling to find anything to really hyperfixate on. Probably healthy. Yep. But I have actually been watching quite a bit of a YouTuber called Blake Jennings, who I want to talk about for a few minutes.
Okay.
So I kind of know that I said last year, I was like, I think I have enough white men YouTubers on my like watch list that I kind of don't, I want to branch out a little bit, but I do want to make an exception for Blake Jennings because his content is so, I think if you like Indieventure, you will like Blake Jennings, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to bring this up, is that he does very, very extremely kind of like, it's quite rapid fire, but it's very millennial, extremely queer content that he does that is, I found him through his Animal Crossing videos, which he does some great like comedy shorts on Animal Crossing, like what your Animal Crossing favorite says about you, which read me to filth about Lolly being my favorite. I've like it horrendously accurate. He does a series called which Animal Crossing characters can say the bad word for gay, which is hilarious.
I've just seen that. That's so funny.
So good. He also did one that I really enjoyed called The War Crimes of the Animal Crossing Community, and he then did a sequel about Stodgy Valley and another about Legend of Zelda.
Whoa.
There's a few reasons that I want to recommend this guy. One is that when he does his war crimes videos, he covers a lot of like fandom drama, which I usually find really stressful, but he has a way of communicating it that kind of keeps it in perspective so that you're like, even I who find like flame wars and anything that touches on anyone getting doxxed or anything I find so stressful, but he's like, look, this happened.
Ooh.
It was silly if you think about it. It was serious, but also it was silly. Like
I love petty drama like that. Oh, he
conveys it so well and so engagingly that I'm like, even though I don't know Stardew Valley nearly as well as Animal Crossing, it was all very, very fun to watch. It's just, I think as well, the fact that he's kind of our age and he clearly likes all the games that we're into. He does a lot on Animal Crossing, a lot on Stardew Valley, like Hades, that sort of like the sort of like cozy and also the sort of like indie queer dating kind of like arena. I just really like his content. He's quite a comforting figure to have around.
Aww.
And just like I say, he can sort of like tear a strip off you in a way that feels like very affectionate to you as someone who likes Lolly in Animal Crossing, and so was probably the teacher's pet, specifically in English. Like, how did he know? How did he know? But also like quite informative, and yeah, I've just been really enjoying his stuff lately. It's like quite an upbeat, informative, and like I say, he's got like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, so he's not like small. He's probably got an audience that's 10 times the size of ours, generously speaking. But like,
he's got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, does he? Oh, wow! I missed a zero. But anyway, it's like I do feel like if you like what we do, you would probably quite enjoy his style of humor and the games that he talks about as well.
Love that.
And yeah, he's been someone that I've been watching for a little while, but I had some of his longer form videos on in the background over the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, yeah, actually, there's not many people that I would like to hear report on a flame war, but this is someone who can make this quite engaging and interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I love a YouTuber recommendation! Yay!
I do as well. He sells a hoodie that just says "Saving myself for human Shrek."
Oh yeah, it comes up a lot. He is extremely down bad for human Shrek.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah,
I can see that.
But yeah, he's great. Very very engaged with like the sort of whole spectrum of the LGBTQ community as well. So a lot of opinions on like who is a lesbian diva queen, and it's just really good. If you like the sort of franchises and games we like, then you'll probably like this guy's content a lot.
Cool.
I've been enjoying it. So yeah.
Nice. Good.
Love it.
Rex. So that brings us to the end of our first What We've Been Playing episode of the year. Thank you for listening to me specifically, because I am going to be cancelled and replaced with Ed after my pick of Wicked Seed.
No,
but I
not at all.
very much appreciate everyone listening. Thank you as always. You can find our Discord in the description, but we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of this. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye!
Bye!
Indieventure is a video games podcast created, produced, hosted, and edited by Rachel Watts, Rebecca Jones, and me, Liam Richardson. For more information, including a list of every game we mentioned in this episode, make sure to check out our website, indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can get in touch by sending your questions, comments, and feedback to contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can support the show by rating us 5 stars and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast provider of choice. Some of the games we talk about on the show may have been provided to us for free for review consideration. Our intro music and stings were composed for us by Ollie Newbury. Check the episode description to hear more of his excellent tunes. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for another episode of Indieventure. Bye for now.